After getting a chance to look at how Morris played yesterday, were there any adjustments you tried to make, the ways you thought you could beat him?
No, I think the Wagner goal there on the scramble in front and paying a price in front and Doogie got mauled and everyone near the net got mauled and we stuck with it and we were able to sneak one by him. I thought that was, a kind of goal that you have to score against them. I thought we had some, the first goal, Tishke was a great play. Colin Hurley and Jason Ford made a great play on the entry and that was an outstanding goal. But he's sharp. I mean, he covers a lot of net. He's quick. He gets back to position quick. He's confident. His players around him are very confident. He's the best goalie that I've seen in college hockey.
Todd.
You've been able to get results out of nights after kind of tough losses in the past. Was there anything different tonight? You had some. I mean, you were within a goal in the third and had chances, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Well, they're a pretty good team, that's for sure. There's a team again. I'd like us to learn from their team on what they did and how they played. They had about a 5-minute, little bit of a period in the third period where they got off of their game a little bit, and then they slowed it down and they got back to being disciplined in the neutral zone and patient and figured out how to slow the game down, and they played the way they played all year, very consistent, shift after shift after shift. They stay with the game plan and believe, and do it over and over and over and over and over again until the other team breaks, and we broke.
Cameron.
Last night you said, despite the 3 goals, that you felt like you didn't get outplayed in the third period. Was that true again tonight?
No, we got played third period.
Todd.
How disappointing is that to see going? I mean, you've got this break coming up. You would think you can push it in here, and it didn't happen.
I mean, it's not great timing. I think coming into this weekend off of last weekend, we had high expectations for ourselves, thinking that, we were going to find a rhythm. Last night's game was probably good enough to win. Tonight's wasn't. So it is disappointing. There's no question. This was a game that we had hoped would give us, a nice 4 weeks, thinking that we were finishing, playing our best hockey, heading into the second half, which will be tough. So we weren't able to do that tonight. So we got some work to do over the next 4 weeks to be ready for a second half. So I think, it's a season of learning. It's a season that's been different than last year. Our expectations on ourselves are a lot greater, so losses hurt a lot more, and losses are a lot more confusing when you think at the start of the year your expectations of being an elite team means you win consistently. We have not won consistently, and that's disappointing. I still believe this team can win consistently. I still believe this team can be a contender, but after the first half of the year, we have to come back and have a different mindset each and every game, and each and every shift, and how we face each and every opponent. And we haven't been consistent to deserve to be, with North Dakota's, with the team we played tonight, Notre Dame, and with Minnesota. We have to be more consistent if we want to be a ranked team or a national contender.
Cameron.
Totally new fourth line tonight. How do you think they played?
Well, he scored a nice goal. Colin Hurley, who hadn't played, I think it was his second game. We threw him in the lineup knowing what he'd give us. He did that. I was hoping he wasn't our first star of the game tonight, but he probably was. He did a great job. Just smart, worked hard, played the game, like he's supposed to play it, as far as did everything that was asked of him. So he had a good game. Thought Ford played well. He made a great play on that goal. And Ustaski was okay as well. But you can't have one of your guys that's coming in and out of your lineup be one of your best players. You need everybody to contribute. Tonight we didn't get enough from everybody.
Todd.
How do you get to the point? What can you guys do to get to the point where you wanted to be? What you're talking about there, where you're consistent, where you're dictating play.
More consistent goaltending for sure. More consistent specialty teams. I think our power play has been really, really good. Our PK has been, up and down at times. But just period to period and game to game, you got to play the same way. You have to have an identity. So you have to know what your guy next to you is going to give you. You have to know The other team has to know what you're going to give and the consistency of a style of play and how hard you play and how bad you want it. And at different points of the game, at different points of the series, that was there. But like I said, Notre Dame was able to play their style and the way they wanted to play for much greater periods of the series than we were.
Cameron.
It seemed like after the North Dakota series, though you didn't come away with a win, you had some positives to take out of it. Do you feel the same way now, or are you getting to the point in the year where it's more about the final result?
Well, I don't feel the same as we did against North Dakota. I don't feel the same way as we did last week against Minnesota when we split up there. So it wasn't what I expected from the standpoint that I thought the Minnesota series was going to be a really good jump start for us. I thought playing the team that had won 11 in a row coming into here was a good thing for us and where we were. And looking at the video of them, I knew how good they were, but I thought what we could do to them would give us a really good chance to have success this weekend. And like I said, different parts of the series we had it, but it wasn't enough to get results. You need results in college hockey if you're going to be a contender, and we weren't able to do that.
Todd.
What do you see as maybe reasons why Kyle hasn't been able to get the rhythm that you thought he would and be as much of a contributor to the success you thought he might be at the start of the season?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some great spurts by him at the start of the year, especially. But he's had trouble getting, and I think a lot of our players have had, inconsistent years. When you're a goalie and you have an inconsistent year, it's you see it because, and he's still a guy that with what he's done and with the talent he has, can be a big factor for us. So it's important for us to figure out how to get him to his game and important for him to find his game if we're going to have success.